So here's how I see it, Kins. This, I'm not going to call him what I want to call him, wrote this book, and then it was very, very shocking because it turned out to be in Holland, in Dutchland, where these two people were named. Piers, I thought, did an astonishingly correct thing the other day in terms of journalism, named them, the world went nuts. Scooby-Doo, as I call him, went on this morning and went, I don't know how that happened. I don't know, Meghan. I don't know how that happened. Turns out that two women who worked in the publishing company went, no, there was a script. And today, even better, the agent for Scooby-Doo actually has come out and said, yes, we sent the script. This man's taking the Michael, isn't he, Kinsey Schofield?
Well, you know, just look at his social media activity in the last 24 hours. He's back in Los Angeles, California. He's at, you know, these posh hotels. He's enjoying all of this attention, Jeremy. I think his ultimate objective was fame and celebrity. He didn't care who he had to run over. And this is my personal opinion. Legals taught me well. I think he's running over whoever he needs to achieve what he wants, and that's to become a celebrity in his own right. His book has dropped specifically in the UK, but below the top 100.
Can I just do this? You've stolen my thunder. We know why he's in LA, to get his eyebrows made even bigger. His book has dropped out of the Amazon top 100. There, mate, that's what happens when you're revolting. Michael Cole, this bloke to me, and I'm not trying to... I mean, it was such a publicity stunt. I remember with Spare, there was that story about Spain, wasn't there? And then suddenly, in one country, these names appear. This has got, I don't care what anybody says, this has got Meghan and Harry's fingerprints all over it, hasn't it?
Jeremy, oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. The tectonic plates under this story are moving all the time. And as you say, now his UK agent has said, yes, we sent over an early manuscript of this great book, and in it, those names were written. But Mr. Scobie says, I never, ever wrote the names, which we now know, thanks to Piers, to be the King and the Princess of Wales. It is a dreadful thing. It is an awful, appalling thing to play the race card. You can take a cheap trick with it, but it's very cruel to those people who will find it very, very difficult to answer such a pernicious charge, because it's easy to make, but it's extremely difficult to refute because you have to prove a negative. And that's why it's so unfair. I went around this country, around the world, with the King when he was Prince of Wales. And if there's anybody in the world who's done more to bring about inclusion in the Commonwealth of 56 very different countries, and within this country, which is increasingly diverse in terms of culture and ethnicity, I don't know who it is. He's devoted his life to that, and he's done extraordinarily well. So that makes it doubly cruel to make this charge. Difficult to see, though, what Buckingham Palace can do.
Well, I want to put this to you, Michael, because I was talking about this morning, and we've asked tonight on the show, should King Charles address the royal race rail scandal? 37% viewers and listeners, yes, 63% no. I'll give you my view very quickly. I initially, you know, stay calm, carry on. There are other people who say he should come out. Is the onus not on Harry and Meghan to prove that apparently they are nothing to do with this? Because here's the thing that I don't get. Scobie apparently doesn't know them now. They're nothing to do with it. But there was a letter that she allegedly wrote to King Charles accusing him of these things. How did Scobie find out about that letter, Kinsey Schofield?
Well, I think that's something that Prince Harry should tell us. And I tell you something, what he should do, if he has any residual loyalty to the family that brought him up and gave him the position that he enjoys in life, he should come out now, distance himself from this appalling book and repudiate its poisonous contents, because of course there's an amusing side to it, the ludicrousness of it, the absurdity of the charges, but it's also very, very serious, because if the taint remains, if it becomes ingrained, if there are enough stupid people who think the King is racist in any way, then that is very serious for the Crown, it's very serious for the Commonwealth. And here we see this notorious interview where Meghan there is actually voicing the fact that members of the royal family, unnamed, raised with her husband the colour or skin tone of her then unborn child. And you see in a moment Oprah Winfrey, who does this amazing stagey what? She drops her jaw.
Yeah, and by the way, can I jump in? And as a journalist, and I've always looked up to Oprah Winfrey, doesn't challenge her on it at all. Kins, can I bring you back in? You won't know Bob Seeley any more than I do, but he's a Tory MP. He has today said that they should bring in this ancient law from I don't know when, the beginning of time.
1917.
You see the year of your birth, Michael. Brilliant, fantastic. And just a joke, 1834. And actually to say that it's about time the Sussexes were stripped. I mean, I think most people know what I think, and some people find this wrong, but I have never got, and I've said it many, many times, if you hate something, and I quite admired when they went to America and said we don't want to be in the goldfish bowl, but the minute, and I will say it until I die, the minute you sell your soul for 115 million, and the only money you make is to slag off the very thing that you don't want to be part of. When you jump up and down, you say, Archie's not going to get a title. Why would Archie want a title? Because you've trashed the royal family. Is it time, Kinsey Schofield, to strip them of their titles?
I mean, I think emotionally, I feel like it is. I think that that's just me upset over what they've done to the Princess of Wales, Catherine. I think that it's been wildly unfair over the last few days. And Michael's right. When you have to prove a negative is such an unfair position to put them in. There's a statistic, and I wish I could give you the exact numbers, that when people hear on the news or on the internet something sensational that isn't true, they're more likely to hold on to that sensational headline versus the follow-up that said, "Oh, we jumped to conclusions. That's actually not correct." And that's that's unfair for them to put them in this position. They are monetizing those titles here in the United States, and I think by stripping them, they humble them in a way and force them to get real jobs and real work, and not continuing to be so vindictive towards the British royal family. So if the royal family would like to nip this in the bud quickly, then yes, they would put their support behind this.
Michael, 30 seconds only. Do you think they should be stripped? Yes or no?
Well, it is possible for the king, as an ordering council, to take away the letters, the all-important title, the honorary title of HRH, His Royal Highness and Her Royal Highness. That can be done immediately. That's what happened with Diana on the very moment that she became divorced. So it is possible. This MP wants to take away their dukedoms. That is more problematical based on a 1917 act that was to remove the titles of Germans, including the Kaiser, who had British titles. So we'll have to see. I don't think there is a legal route that the royal family will go down, but they may do, because it's a very serious matter.
Michael, Kinsey, thank you so much indeed. One in LA and one in Suffolk. Thank you so much indeed. It's the Independent Republic of Mike Graham.